Hello, hello.
Hello.
Welcome back to some SIGNALIS. Bonus SIGNALIS. Yes.
It's 2 p.m. on a Sunday. It's very sunny outside. It's not a horror atmosphere.
I can't hear you.
What? Can't hear me? There's only one microphone.
Oh, there we go. That's better. It felt very quiet to me.
I guess we sound equal, but when you're moving it sounds different.
Yeah, this microphone's a bit weird.
Is it the microphone or is it the input thing?
No, it's the volume on it. Sometimes if you don't have it in the right spot, it sounds weird.
Ooh.
Anyway.
Especially weird because I was talking louder than usual at the beginning.
You were, yes.
Anyway.
Yeah, we're going to continue.
Anyway? What do you mean, anyway?
We were in Rotfront doing some things.
Yeah.
Collecting some tarot cards.
Yes.
I think we still need 2 more tarot cards.
We stopped with... We had something to do in particular, I think. Maybe not, I don't remember.
No, we needed to figure out where we're going next to find... Is your phone?
The hell? Oh my god, yeah, I was like, why is Silent Hill's music playing?
One moment, I'm getting a phone call. I'll just mute for a sec. Oh, you're gonna go up. Okay. Yeah, so... Hold on. Let me just adjust this a little bit. Sound is being weird today. I need to completely redo this at some point. Anyways, yes, so tarot cards. I think we need 2 more tarot cards. We also need to find the pin code for the bookstore, which we don't really know where that is. Now, map. I feel like we've been actually. We haven't unlocked this door. I can't remember what this door was. I feel like there's a couple others too. There's one in the hospital hallway. And I think that's it for locked doors. But I also think over here, the alleyway ladder, I think we can go a bit further. Like, I think there's possibly another floor we can get to there. Pretty sure I remember there being another area that we need to discover. So yeah, we'll probably head over that way, have a look once Morgan has returned.
That was such random timing.
What was it?
I can talk about it on the stream.
Oh. Yeah, I was like, that's not the SIGNALIS music. What the hell?
Is it? Are we muted? Not muted?
We're not muted.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that was random timing to get that call because my ringtone is a Silent Hill ringtone music, and so I was like, it fit the game, and I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, I was.
And then I realised it was my phone.
I was like, why is that playing?
Which my phone's usually with me, but it's behind me charging. There was the police too. That was the other thing that made it kind of weird to be right now. Basically, I just did a little report this morning because I heard screaming, but I didn't know where it came from or anything, so I just did an online report to be like, if something happened, here's some corroboration, but I can't really tell you what's going on. He was just he was like, do you know where it came from? I said, I think it's this direction rather than the other direction. But I have no idea, and he was kind of like, okay, I'm in the area, I'll go look around, kind of thing.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to hear anything from anyone, to be honest.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's good they're following it up, at least.
Yeah, well, it probably wasn't anything, but as I said to you this morning, I just thought if someone else was like, this thing happened to me, or whatever, I was screaming, they'd be like, they weren't lying, I heard it too, and now there's a record of it.
Yeah. Sorry, we should close that curtain, because it's got a bit of glare on the screen for me. This is what happens when you stream during the day. Yeah, if you don't mind.
Don't mind.
I'm just going to head to where I think we need to go, so... this way, that's better.
Do we turn the light on, or just leave it like this?
It's probably fine like this. Oh yeah, okay, so we haven't been through this, well, We quickly dashed through this hallway, but there's still enemies. Might need to come back with some more firepower. Fortunately, we don't have any more thermites left. I don't think.
Did you say, while I was gone, I assume nothing happened?
No, I just said that we needed to figure out where we're going, basically.
Right.
Get a key code for the bookstore and find some tarot cards. That's what our current objective is.
I thought we had a key for something. Maybe we used it already. I don't know, it's a vague recollection. We also watched a video.
We did, yes.
And I guess there were kind of two main things for me personally that came of that. There's probably other things that you want to point out because this would have been the second time you watched the video. Basically, it was someone who was going back looking at some of the previous stuff that happened. And the thing that I noticed, I was like, because the Penrose ship, its identification number is 512, which I'd never paid attention to. I wouldn't have even been able to tell you that it had an identification number like on the side. But as soon as I saw it, I was like, there was the patient number on the... There was a patient room 512. And I don't know why, because it stood out to me as the patient number and I remembered it. I didn't remember it from the ship. So going back and seeing it, I was like, oh, so that was... Lena, Ariane, whichever one is on the ship that I keep mixing up.
Well, there's also some other places that number has appeared.
I'm trying to think when what we watched. I remember it being on the side of the ship.
Wait,
was there anywhere else that it was? In the video we watched?
I don't remember. No, what are you doing? Aiming the wrong way.
So why is that one glowing? So there was a different type of gun?
Yeah, I got it with a flare.
Oh, so if you don't have thermite, you can do that instead?
Yes.
That's cool.
Oh god, we're dying.
Good thing they pause when you do that.
What? That'll probably do. We probably don't need to actually kill the other one. I kind of only wanted to thermite the main one, so it's basically done now.
And the second thing, so, which is out of Alina and Ariane, who's the one who paints?
Ariane.
Okay, cool. I was actually going to say this correctly then. When I was watching it, I just kind of got this feeling of what might be happening. Again, I'm not very strong in this, but it's more, rather than vague concepts, it was more of a tying together of the concepts I said, I guess. And let's see if I remember what it was that I said to you yesterday. What I think I said was, I feel like Alina and the person who is the neural donor for the Elsters, who don't know the name, so just saying neural donor. Alina and the neural donor, who are both Gestalts, were a couple, and the donor made a promise to Alina of some sort, and something happened, and they were separated, died. Well, presumably the donor was kidnapped, because that's what happens to donors. And then you have the Elsters. There are several of them, and because, we've seen that with all the different replicas, they sometimes have flashes of memory that they're remembering. Remember your promise, don't forget your promise, go do your thing. So yes. Maybe it's about getting back to Alina, and so that's why they've kind of been going through. We've seen several of them who appear to have died at the end, but they've all been presumably going on some sort of mission to fulfill their promise. But the one that the Elster that we are right now, part of her history was that she had a relationship with Ariane, and that's why when she's having the flashes, she has mixed up Alina and Ariane, because maybe previous ones didn't have those relationships to trigger it. They followed the rules. They didn't do painting and watching movies and having, they followed the rules properly, so they had flashes and just went through their mission and then died. But this one was having those flashes and has mixed up Alina and Ariane. and so it's kind of history sort of repeating, except that I guess Ariane in this is the equivalent of Alina, but is a bit different because they're not both the same this time. That's my current theory.
That is an interesting theory to have.
I know you can't say anything, but it's just kind of like, I know you're not trying to be patronizing, but it's also like I know what you're doing. Like you have to be the obvious, like you're trying to not spoil anything. But yes.
Well, we do have this note about the Elster units.
Is this new?
No, this is one that we read previously, which is about their overall information, and it does say, since the original neural pattern for this unit was lost with the destruction of the central neural archive on Veneta, the new Elster units have been produced based on a decommissioned unit from the Penrose program.
Sorry, I just want to don't take it off yet. I want to take that in again. So the first time we read this, where it said the original neural pattern for this unit was lost with the destruction of the central neural archive, that would have seemed like some records got lost. But now we know that means some humans who were kidnapped must have been lost and destroyed. So that's kind of interesting to see that.
Or whatever's left of those humans, because
we don't know what happens to them. That's true.
Technically, if they just need the neural pattern, they don't need the whole human.
They might destroy them anyway. And sorry, what was the second part of that? New ones have been based on decommissioned unit. Oh, so the new ones are based on another Elster rather than the original. So kind of like it's a copy of a copy, like taking a photo of a photocopy.
Kind of, yeah. But yes, we don't know if it's. Okay. We don't know. I mean, the Penrose program, all the ships have Elster units, so you don't know which Elster it is. It could be any Elster. So yes.
I'm also wondering if the Penrose program is no longer a program that's still running.
Yeah.
There's no reason that it could be. Fight 59.
We haven't had anything to kind of indicate either way at the moment.
Well, and also the timeline is still iffy, I guess, on certain bits. Purposefully iffy.
Am I dying? Oh, there's freaking enemies in here.
Did you heal before? Because you were in the red before. You must have healed before. I was about to say helped.
I did. Oh. Stop that. It's weird. I haven't heard that beeping before.
So what are we going to do? Well, was that on the frequency?
Yeah. Well, I need to... Oh, God. You get some more ammo. There's like 2 units in there, which is going to be a pain. Oh. We had like a ton of revolver ammo, so I was using that, but we're not really getting low, but I don't want to go through all of it.
Do you know what was also weird about my phone call?
What's that?
The policeman's name was Jake.
Jake? Why is that weird?
What? Jacob?
I mean, I guess it's not really my name.
It's not that weird, but... Well, no, but Jake can be short for Jacob.
That is true. Okay. We have... maybe I could take the shotgun. I'll take the shotgun. Shotgun... Stun... Oh, we have the stun prods too, actually. I do keep forgetting to use those. And we're kind of dying. We've got okay healing. Kind of want to save it though. I might just leave it now. Oh, I should probably bring one, I guess. I guess so. Repair spray plus large amount of health over time, medium amount of health instantly. Okay, I'm not going to save just yet because I haven't really done anything amazing so far.
Just got hurt.
Yeah,
well, like thermite or flare thing.
Yeah, but that didn't really go that smoothly. So.
Well, do you want to just start reload then?
No, it's kind of cheating.
No, it's not cheating.
Well, it feels cheap to reload.
It's kind of cheap, I guess. Was that red dot the face of a replica?
Yes. Okay. This is eyeball. I don't really know how we're going to do this.
I don't know.
Because...
2 and 5. Is me saying it helpful? You're getting it. You don't even need me to say it.
I can see it,
yeah.
Say it if you want.
Nah. I'll stop.
Problem is we have to have our radio on to do this. And that sort of tracks the other ones. Oh, we killed it. I think.
Does it keep the it keeps it, I think I asked this last time. It keeps the memory or whatever of the damage. Even though you left the room. You don't have to start from scratch. Maybe? I don't know.
I don't know. It's like it's acting as if they're still here. Oh no. No, here it is, look.
Yeah. Ghosts.
There is some units in here.
Yeah.
What?
Well, you walked past it, it was fine, and then now you're it's like far away from that front one by the door, and it's like, can I come in there? Oh, you're in red.
Yeah, I know. I hadn't loaded.
Oh, killed both of them with that shot.
That was dumb.
What was dumb?
I equipped my gun, but I hadn't loaded it.
Oh.
That's why I took damage.
Sorry, I heard you say I hadn't loaded, but for some reason didn't understand what that meant.
Alright, we got a stun prod, we'll take that. We got some more health, so I guess that's okay. Reunification. Reunification at any cost. Orbital Defense Cannon Battery Veneta 12. Buryan and Cortez in our crosshairs. Artillery divisions of the People's Army. So yeah, I think we briefly talked about the factions last time and it was confusing, and it's still kind of confusing. But basically there's the People's Nation, which is like the rebel side, and then there's the Empire. And the People's Nation have kind of overthrown some of the Empire and have control of some of the planets. I believe they have control of Veneta now. It's a little confusing though, because... Yeah, actually maybe I won't get into that just yet.
I can get into something else.
God.
As you were talking, I just remembered another thing that came up that we talked about when... Ooh, there's a lot of bugs. When we watched that video, because when we did the stream and it showed someone with the bandage eye, I can't remember what context it was in the stream now, but I said, that looks familiar, we've seen that before, haven't we? And I think you said no, or you weren't sure. But when we watched the video, one of the pictures that flashed up in the sequence once you come back from that deserty area, I think that's what it was. But there was a photo of two girls and one of them had bandage on her eye, which interestingly was the same eye that Adler had.
Well, it
stabbed.
Was this photo.
Yes.
That's what flashed up.
So it was familiar for a reason. What are the other photos?
They're just other photos, because this says People's Army 5th Venetian Infantry Division, Unit 12. So this is obviously Unit 12 of the Infantry Division. And then it has the names of the unit. So we know one of them. We know one is Alina, Sio. But we don't know who any of the others are. It's only really showing us
kind of looks
those
like Elster, but also a
little bit, yeah.
Anime characters kind of look similar.
Well, these ones do, but not always. But we have a few different names there. We have an Ito, really recognise any other names there.
Yeah, I remember we talked about Lilith Ito last time.
Alright, we've got a lot of flies in this room.
I also think the possible symbology... So, we knew that was... We know that the one with the bandaged eye is Lilith, right? Because there's a letter from Lilith's mum talking about... Is that Lilith? No, who's the one who's in hospital after an accident or something? That
was Alina.
Weren't we talking about it? Oh,
Alina was in hospital.
Alina was in hospital.
And I think...
There was something we spoke about yesterday. See, I don't like talking about it off stream because I don't remember it for the stream.
I think there was a document about Ariane being in hospital.
Why did... Well, didn't we have something to do with the bandaged eye that gave us an indication of who she was?
I don't think so.
Okay, I don't remember.
Issa had an injured eye. We've seen Issa with an injured eye. We've seen Adler with an injured eye. I don't think we've seen Elsa with an injured eye.
Okay, forget that then. I don't know.
So there's been a few people with that injury, which is interesting.
Maybe it was more that we knew that... Did we know that Ito and Alina were friends?
Yeah, we knew they're friends.
So maybe that's what I'm thinking, is that we've assumed that that's Ito in the picture. Lilith in the picture. With the bandaged eye.
I mean, we don't have anything to really go off for that, apart from the fact that we recognise the last name.
Well, and that they were friends.
Yeah, but that's Alina in the photo.
Isn't that what I just said?
We know Ariane was friends with the Ito sisters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but we don't know Alina. We don't know really anything about Alina.
Okay, I can't remember.
Connection.
Not allowed to talk about this off stream now then, because we spoke about something yesterday and I don't remember what it was.
See, this is the evaluation on Ariane, and it mentions surely her friendship with those Venetan-born Ito sisters. So that's where we know they were friends. But yeah, we don't know.
Okay, so we don't know who that is, basically.
No.
What I was going to say though about the symbology of the stabbed out eye, like anyone who's read Oedipus Rex, and I'm sure the symbols and lots of other things of someone who's maybe blind to the truth or doesn't understand what's going on or has been kept in the dark, but once they lose their physical sight, it's a sort of transition into being someone who does understand the truth. And I think that made sense with Adler when we saw him.
Yeah, wasn't
stabbed out
there in some, I can't remember what mythology it is, that someone gives up one of their eyes to be able to understand something.
I mean, as I said, I feel like
it's
in lots of things, but Oedipus Rex was kind of an example of it. I think some people may know. Does Oedipus Rex, right? Yeah.
I don't know.
Also, I think there can be the practical component of, we've got the eyeball thing that takes photos, so because we're replicas, I think it can be explained away with a practical reason, but I feel like it probably has some sort of symbology there.
Maybe. Alright, we have a safe in here and it's locked. With a key.
Elster.
Yeah, Elster. It's set to Elster for some reason. But we need to find a password for it.
Adler.
You can do Aeon.
It was just because you did an A, I said Adler.
But we'll leave that for now because we don't have any clues for it. I got some items. I won't pick those up just yet because I don't know if I need more inventory space. We have some butterflies.
That's Silent Hill-esque.
It is very Silent Hill-esque.
Pareidolia. Pareidolia is when you see faces and things.
It is. This is very true. So this could be a clue for something.
You
might be able to see something within the butterflies.
Well, I'm in nature as well as right now. It looks like there's letters though. It looks like it says Aeon.
We got an A, we got an E,
Which I'm guessing is, why did you put it on Aeon before? It was a bit of a spoiler.
I was just going through them randomly and it just happened to fall on that. So I didn't actually remember what this was.
Okay.
So there we go. Aeon. We've got some chrysalises. Chrysalis. What's the plural of chrysalis? What is it? Chrysalis. And we've got a card.
It reminds me of Silence of the Lambs as well.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Where's that?
The death-head moth chrysalis that's in the mouth.
Cool, so we got a card. We've also got a diary or something. Bioresonance technology. Bioresonance technology and its limitations. No other technology has shaped our nation as bioresonance has. Would we ever have been able to free ourselves from the stranglehold of the Empire without the support of replicas? Essential technologies like climaforming and induced gravity would be impossible without bioresonance technology. Despite that, it feels like we've made little effort to really understand or replicate bioresonant effects with conventional technology. Our progress in the development of electronics and microprocessors has stagnated for nearly a century now, as we focus solely on new ways to instrumentalize this barely understood phenomenon. So, I think you commented quite early that the technology, and this is kind of Alien-esque where it's very retro technology.
Retro-futuristic.
Yeah, but this is an explanation for that because they haven't advanced it really. Well,
you kind of go, that's as good as it needs to be, we don't care anymore. Which does happen in the real world. There are certain technologies, or I'm actually thinking of medical stuff, where it's like, oh, we just don't care, so we're just going to leave. Oh, I know why. It's because I was listening to a podcast that was talking about fertility science, and basically this one woman who was doing a bunch of it, and then she, for whatever reason, stopped doing it. I'm doing this very briefly. And so there was 20, 30 years, maybe it was even more than that, where just people didn't study it anymore. And then we got IVF. Or it was something along those lines. Yeah. Whereas we could have had it earlier and we just didn't.
Yeah, well this is saying that they just halted because they were focusing on bioresonance more, but they don't actually understand it. Even though it seems to be quite powerful in many ways. Take replica production, for example. The process of duplicating a neural pattern from a gestalt donor to a replica brain is still not fully understood. How does synchronicity happen? Why is the duplicate imperfect? What happens to pre-existing patterns in the receiving brain? See, now that I don't understand. That's quite an interesting statement, because what is the receiving brain then? Because that's kind of implying there's pre-existing patterns. Which
it says there's pre-existing patterns.
Yeah, but it kind of implies that it's already a pre-existing person.
Okay, so don't go on the next one, yeah.
From what I kind of understood is that the brains are, what's the word?
Synthetic?
They're synthetic and biomechanical, so they're created, from what I understood. But this almost seems like they're copying them onto a brain that already has some kind of neural pattern inside it.
As I said, I don't even think it's implying it. I think it's saying that. I still think they could be synthetic or biomechanical or something, but it's rather than, they're not putting the gestalt donor neural pattern onto a blank brain. They're putting it in a brain that has something, which makes me think either there's, again, more donor brains that they're stealing and using, or they're growing brains, but they're unable to grow them without pre-existing pattern.
The other way you could look at it,
or or that they're kind of creating these brains, but the pre-existing patterns are like the job that they have to do, like they're pre-imprinting, like you're the cleaning replica or whatever, and then have to put the neural pattern in for the functionality.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what I was about to say, is that I don't know if it's hinting at a replica that is already existing with one neural pattern and then they switch it to a different neural pattern.
Oh, okay.
Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I'm not quite sure. That's kind of gives you some idea, but yeah, it's kind of vague, purposely. Recreating a replica purely with microprocessors and digital programming may be far out of reach, but I believe that we've become overly dependent on a poorly understood technology, controlled solely by a few gifted individuals. It may not be long before we're back where we were under the Empire. So the gifted individuals, I think it's touched on this.
The final 5.
Not the final 5, no.
Kind of.
It's the Empress. I think it's talked about the Empress before, how they were bioresonant, and how Folk units are bioresonant, and they're kind of like they resemble. I think it's the Empress they resemble, the Empress and their daughter. Actually, let's have a look, so I can make sure I'm getting this correct.
So they've called it the Butterfly Room. I think that's what it was called in Silent Hill. Well, it's Alyssa's bedroom. I feel like there's a Butterfly Room.
Yeah, I don't know if it's called that, because in the first game there's no map in that area, so there's not really any name, like official name for the room, I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is powerful prototype bioresonant Folk unit. Folk units serve not just as a commander to the protectors, but as a nearly godlike being, a perception that is underlined by her tall build and a resemblance to our nation's leaders, the Great Revolutionary and her daughter.
So it's not saying it's used the neural pattern. It's saying they look like her.
It's not straight out saying that. So. But
a neural pattern wouldn't make them look like her.
No. Yeah, you could just have them built to look like them and use a different neural pattern. But it is using, I assume, some kind of bioresonant neural pattern, because they're bioresonant units.
Maybe.
Which is it's a very uncommon thing to be bioresonant. That's why it says that the technology is kind of controlled by only a handful of gifted individuals, because there's not many bioresonant people around. I think there's something else I want to say, but I don't know if we've actually had it come up yet, so maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I'll talk about that later. Alright, so we have another card. We have 2 more slots. We've got some ammo. I kind of want to pick this up. I'm not too fussed if we miss the thermite, but we might need it at some stage.
Wait, how many spaces do you have?
Only 2.
2 left?
Sorry, 1 now, because I picked up the ammo.
Right, okay, I was going to say if you had 2 left. Could get the thermite, but...
We have a garbage chute, which we can go down. We have a door.
Careful, there's
Yeah.
I didn't see it at first, that was all. So I think we've been in here.
We have not.
Oh.
This is our first time on this floor. We have some more fleshiness going on though. And
there must be a different bloody patient room.
Medical looking bed. And we have on the desk a disc on the desk. Red diskette. So lucky I
it's labelled as something.
Red magneto-optical data storage diskette for use in office computers. The label says Patients Archived.
I definitely want to watch that.
Well, it's not a watching one, it's like a data
yeah, right.
view it. And we're going to try and just get out of here without dying. Okay.
The rubbish bags kind of look like watermelons.
They kind of do, actually. So, I don't know if we need to go... Where were we just then? We were in here. Yeah, I don't think we really need to go back up. Oh, I didn't check that door, shit. We'll see how we go. We might not need to go back there. Which would be good, because I don't want to have to deal with all those enemies. Alright, we could put the tarot card in.
Yeah. Are we still holding it?
Yeah, actually we'll go... We're already by the save point, so we might as well go here first.
Makes sense. And then we can look at the disc.
Yes. Okay.
This is like our computer now.
Select an item to use. Red disc.
It says 512 again.
It says 512 on the disc. Mm. Alright, what does it give us? Medibank. We have a whole bunch of patient data.
Oh, okay.
We have Ang.
Wait, this is all those names. No, they're not. I was going to ask if it was that same infantry. What's it called? The same unit, but it's same surnames for some of them.
Well, you can assume the infantry unit are older because it was during the war, which we kind of. There's not a date given.
We can get Erica in his old birth date.
Iso, yes. So we have some other names
in
here.
Iso, yeah.
Gabriel Ang. This basically gives date of birth, occupation, medical history, chronic asthma, osteoporosis, severe hearing loss, cochlear, is that how you say that?
Cochlear.
Implantation requested. Let's just do this now. Roswitha Fong. We don't know. Now, okay, so this is actually a really interesting document for a lot of reasons. We have Roswitha Fong. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, multiple sclerosis, insomnia. Patient is forgetful about her medication. It's kind of interesting because these are obviously just Stolt records.
Mm.
She has the markings on her forehead that the Calibri units have.
Hmm.
Which is, yeah. This is also an archived data list.
Yeah. Also, I kind of feel like if you're going into a military thing, which I guess we don't know for sure that they are, right? They're in a school, but it's to go into sort of military, isn't it? I just assumed that.
I think these are like military medical records.
It just seems like already we've gotten some medical things that might exclude you from military service. I don't know because I don't really know anything about the military.
Well, this says her occupation was replica technician, and then they've been retired.
Yeah, true. Okay, which the other one said retired as well.
Yeah. All right. Well,
so sorry, what I was getting at was that if these were people who were seen as physically defective, you might use their neural patterns for something instead.
Yeah, if they're gifted, you could do that.
Yeah.
And then what's the word? Not dismiss.
Destroy?
Not destroy. Decommission.
Yeah.
And like a human term for decommission.
Hmm.
Waltrod Gao. I don't know much of the factory worker. Irritative bronchial asthma. Did not react well to antibiotics. So, okay, nothing much to go off there. Erika Ito. We have Bon Benita. Sprained ankle, grade 1. Very active in sporting activities. Can't really see their face on that one.
But they're twins, right?
Yes.
Wait, were they? Yes.
And Issa.
So we might see her face, sort of. So is that the one who had... That looks like the girl with the bandaged eye to me right now, but maybe they don't if they're side by side. But
yeah, she looks kind of similar, but I don't think she looks the same.
I'm not good at this because, they look... Every single replica looks exactly the same to me, and a bunch of these people look very similar.
Regularly treated for small lesions, very prone to accidents. Minor fracture, double fracture, shop assistance. So we have...
Each one has had a different job, which would also fit with the replica thing, or university student, but still.
Mm-hmm. Well, they owned the bookshop, so yeah. So date of birth we need for them. And it said the last 3 digits of their PKZ, I think, or the last 4 digits, which is 0524. So we have that information out, which is good.
Well, it's got the date of birth. Oh, yeah, okay. But this will be in our notes?
Yep.
Okay.
Ulrich Kohl. Home world Rotfront, mechanic.
I think we have mechanic already, actually.
Doctor's notes removed. Can't really go off much with that. A lot of bronchial asthma going on in this place.
Probably because we're in a mine.
Well, we're not here.
Yeah,
we're in
we're
Rotfront.
not.
Yeah. Saskia Lee. No photo. Bronchial infection. Doctor's notes. Unknown cause.
Something's going on.
Not much to go off there. Rebecca Liang. So, okay, so this one.
So she's got glasses. So she's clearly different.
She has. Yeah, she's a biologist. That's why she's got glasses. Yeah. Sinus infection, antidepressant ration was doubled.
Also, it doesn't say anything about her eyesight in the medical history, which seems odd, but okay.
No. So,
She's
for
depressed.
her...
Yeah, that name is familiar. Well, familiar in different ways.
Yeah, that's not actually what I was going to go off, but
Oh.
I think it is kind of familiar. On the left-hand side, we have someone with glasses, and we have Rebecca Liang. So she was part of this infantry division. We can assume.
Oh yeah, it did say army. That's why I was imagining this. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Was there any other names in here? No.
Wong? No? I don't know.
Helena Wong.
I need them side by side. I don't remember these things.
No, go to the other one. That one looks cooler. No, I don't think there's any other names that line up with that. Alright, Nikolai Nguyen.
Looks like Adler.
He does look like Adler.
I was gonna say, I almost didn't say it because I was like, no, it's just another boy.
His occupation is a writer.
Interesting.
Which, if you might think back to his diary, he obviously does a lot of writing because he writes a lot of diaries. And he also talks about how he spent his ration money on that cool new fountain pen. So you could
also getting
theorize
story
that
pages.
he could be the neural pattern for Adler, possibly. There's not much to really go off apart from the fact that he's a writer and he looks like him. And Adler was talking
again,
about
I
a
would have
pen that he
assumed
liked.
that the neural pattern and physicality did not have to match, but
No, but I think it helps with understanding the game, so you kind of have to just take that as it is. And we have Siegfried Yi.
oh, you're leaving Ariane till last.
I am. Which we don't really know much about. Bronchial asthma again. Dermatitis. Repeated contact to chemical irritants during work.
That's why
Cleaner.
they've got the dermatitis.
Cool. And then we have Ariane Young.
So I guess that's if you hadn't
born on
figured
the
out,
ring.
if you hadn't drawn it together, that the white hair was Ariane.
Well,
Just make it really obvious.
yeah, I mean, we've seen her on the ship, and it said Ariane, so you should definitely know that by
okay.
now.
I couldn't remember.
So she was born on Ling. Occupation radio officer. Insomnia, bruising, premature achromatrichia, which is, I think, the eye
White
colour.
hair.
Oh, is it the hair?
Oh, I'm guessing premature chromo color. Premature. She's young. She's got white hair.
I think, no, you're right. It is the hair.
Also, I think that tricky. There's that thing where you pull your hair out. That's trickier, something trickier.
Oh, okay.
I think
Yep.
maybe I could have that wrong. But I'm guessing. I don't know this.
So yeah, some interesting notes. The most interesting ones. So yeah, we've got Ariane. We've got Rebecca Liang, who seems to be part of the same infantry division as Alina. We have the Ito sisters.
So
And we have possibly...
a different
Adler.
Ito sister and Rebecca were in the same army thing together.
Well,
with
not an Ito sister.
Lena.
We don't know if they're a sister. We just know they were
Lilith
an
is
Ito.
Oh yeah, okay. So someone related to the Ito sisters plus Rebecca plus Alina
Yes.
were in the same army
division.
unit thing.
Yep.
Yes.
So we got so that gives us our code. So we can
I mean, I forgot, but that's fine.
well, we just look at the notes.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm going to do the card first. I think it's this way.
Wait, did you say?
No, Maybe I should.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, like, there's a lot of information in those notes, but, like...
Oh my god.
It's just freaking us out. It's fucking with us. But obviously, like, when you first play through, you only take those notes as a thing to get the code to progress. But there is a lot of important information in there that you would probably just kind of gloss over on a first playthrough, I think. Like, obviously Ariane, you know, but then the other one in the infantry division, you might not notice that. The one who looks like Adler, you might not notice that. There's some other...
I think I would notice that looking like Adler. It's the only other boy we've seen in this whole thing.
I didn't notice it when I played it first time.
But I would be second guessing myself because I'd assume I'm just thinking they look the same when they don't. Yeah.
Okay, tarot card depicting the 18th major arcanum moon. So 18th we have. I was floating in the sunless sea below the ice of Rotfront when I saw a large creature move in the darkness below me in the moon's dark core. So we have Rotfront. And we only need one more. Cool. So we can go to the bookstore now as well. Which I think is down.
I think we can assume actually that Lilith isn't a sister because if he's talking about his daughters and that's the birth date, why would you exclude the other sister? So I'm guessing it's mum, aunt, cousin.
Well, hold on, let's just go to... So the email is from Camilla Young. Oh no, sorry, that's the wrong one. The email is from Anja Ito, which we don't know if it's... yeah, I don't think we've had that name come up before,
Anja
so we don't
must
know
be
if it's
the
like an
mum.
auntie or an
No,
uncle or
if
a
it's
mum.
the code is the birthday of my daughter's.
Daughter. Okay, we don't know if it's father or mother then. I don't think it's really explicitly stated in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's a different name altogether from, what was it, Lilith?
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. I don't think Lilith is another daughter. I think Lilith must be some other relation.
Yeah, and because of the fact that, as I said, like the timeline, you assume the war happened a while back, so they'd be older than the Ito sisters.
Is the name Lilith meaningful?
Maybe. There's a lot of names
what specifically did Lilith do?
We know nothing about Lilith.
No, sorry, I mean in the Bible.
I don't know. I'm not familiar enough.
I know, but I can't remember. Like tempted someone.
I think I could be wrong, but I think Lilith was the female created before Eve.
Yeah, it is something like that. Yeah.
I think. Could be mixing that up.
No, it is something like that though.
Okay, so this menu is actually kind of annoying to navigate.
I'd Google it when my phone's charging behind me.
So we want 0524 should be.
Can I Google it? I just want to know if it's gonna. I want it in my head so that if it's pertinent. Thank you.
What am I doing? 0524. Was it actually 4 digits or is it more than 4? Should probably check that.
Female figure in Mesopotamian and Jewish mythology, theorized to be the first wife of Adam.
Yeah. Okay.
And primordial she-demon.
Primordial she-demon.
Lilith is cited as having been banished from the Garden of Eden for not complying with and obeying Adam. So, just curious if that is relevant to the Lilith character, but maybe being exiled seems something that could happen in the story, but she's not mentioned in the biblical text. Oh, sorry, this is kind of interesting. The Akkadian word Lilu is related to the Hebrew word Lilit, appearing in Isaiah 34:14, which is thought to be a night bird by some modern scholars. That's probably nothing, but it just thought it was interesting because they've got a lot of birds.
Do have a lot of birds.
So yeah, she's usually, I've heard of her as a demon, but I was curious what her. So she's not in the Bible, but sort of biblical story, I guess, in a wider sense.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe I forgot it. 56524. I'm pretty sure that's what I put in. Yeah, I pushed the wrong button. Alright, bookstore time. What have we got in the bookstore?
Imagine if it's just fucking with you and there's nothing in here.
We got a book.
Okay, there's a book.
What is the book? Laid Dir Godder, Song of the Gods. Banned. Possession and distribution of this publication is prohibited and punishable by the 4th Cultural Protection Act.
What? Okay. Yeah.
There exists a connection between all of us that few are fully aware of. A song that we all dance to, but few can hear. This deep vibration of the cosmos cannot just be heard and felt. We all resonate in harmony with it, shaping it, forming it around us.
Deforming it around us.
It around us.
This reminds me, I don't know why, I don't think this fully makes sense, but this is reminding me of Donnie Darko now.
Those select few who can consciously perceive it often fear it. Too oppressive is the sound of the stars, too invasive the noise of the unaware around them, polluting the song with their fickle emotions. But every once in a while, some are born that can not only hear and play this music of the worlds, but who can conduct it. Gifted individuals capable of manipulating the essence of the world around them.
Sorry, now that I've just said Donnie Darko, I've suddenly had this realization that I feel like Donnie Darko is very H.P. Lovecraft. There's at least one story in particular that I think I've referenced before, where he kind of travels in a whatever. I can't really describe the whole book, and the whole story, and I can't remember it all anyway. But that now makes sense because of the H.P. Lovecraft type influences in this.
Many believe that the Grand Empress is such a being. Her immense will bent humanity into the empire of Yushin, and lifted us to the stars. It was her power that imbued life into the first of the machine servants, that now carry the weight of the empire on their carbon steel backs.
So this is banned, so they don't want this talking about the Empress, I guess.
And what we can assume is bioresonance from this text. So this is what I didn't want to mention earlier because I wasn't sure if we'd seen it yet or not. So this is talking about the Grand Empress, who was basically the one who controlled the empire and, as they say, bent humanity's will to the empire. And it also says they were the first to imbue life into the machine servants. So you can kind of assume that the Grand Empress was bioresonant and she used her bioresonance to create the replicas. But then when they're talking about the People's Nation, Army of the People's Nation, who's the resistance, they talk about the... Oh god, I keep forgetting their name. Let me just go back here. They talk about... Where is it? Ulster. They talk about the Great Revolutionary and her daughter, who you can kind of assume are also bioresonant. So they're kind of like, they're part of the resistance. But it's also saying, well, no, it's not actually saying it, but like, so the Resistance has obviously created these units of replicas and based them off, like, their leaders. So, yeah, it's interesting that the Empire created the first replicas, but then it seems like the People's Nation kind of also used them in the war, and they used them to win the war. So, yeah.
Yeah, this is now... I've got two references in my head now. You just saying that made me think, again, of Battlestar Galactica and the sort of something being created, but then the creation... I know that's a bit different because this is Rebels, but, like, I feel like there's parallels there. And also, I can't really get into it without spoiling the whole book series, but the Foundation... I think it's called Foundation 1, 2, and 3. Or is it Foundation 1 and 2? The Sir Isaac Asimov Foundation books... I can't really get into it, but if you read them or you know them, I think that's really relevant here. Yeah.
Yeah. So another little interesting thing here as a connection is that this is talking about the Grand Empress and her pretty much creating the Empire of Fusion and all of that jazz. When we were in Nowhere, we had the Empress's hand, which was this note about the rings. On the first day, she was crowned. On the longest day, nothing was done. On the next day, she was wed. On the last day, she took her life. So, yeah. I don't know if I assume this relates to the Grand Empress of the Empire. Because it's talking about, it's saying the Empress. And she's the only Empress kind of referenced in the game, and then obviously saying about being crowned, which makes sense because she was the leader of the Empire. But yeah, so I don't know if this is like ties into anything. So yeah, some interesting information there. We shall press on to the bookstore itself, because I believe this is just a storage room.
Issa with an I, okay.
Yes. I couldn't find her. I've looked everywhere, but she's not here anymore. I can't go on. I'm sorry. Forgive me. So that's something there.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't really know quite what to say about that.
So wait, it's not Issa in that photo though, right?
In which photo?
The one with the bandaged eye.
No,
because you said that Issa we'd seen the bandaged
and
eye
she'd be younger. Like she might not even been born in that
double
photo.
check that before I keep thinking about that. I don't know who was she looking for again?
Her sister Erica.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know what to make of what just happened.
Well, yeah, it's kind of.
Was she meant to look like she didn't have a face?
Or
was that just low great graphics?
Well, she kind of dissolved.
Yeah.
So at some point during that
just when it was facing her, it looked like she didn't have a face. Anyway.
Oh, yeah. No, that's just the graphics.
Okay.
Yeah. That's something that just happened.
Yeah.
We don't quite know what that means. She was not a Gestalt. Sorry, she was not a replica. She was a Gestalt.
Oh yeah.
So we don't know if she was also infected or whatever was going around, and that's how quickly it happens to Gestalts. But I don't think that's how it would work.
I'm just
like it would be
thinking.
slower than that.
I can't remember if I've mentioned it on this, but I've been listening to a podcast about The Exorcist, and it brought up some interesting things about Merrin being an unreliable narrator. And I won't get into all that because it's nothing to do with this, but maybe it's just because that's in my head. But our Ulster isn't necessarily a reliable narrator, and I'm just wondering, did what we see, did that physically actually happen in front of her, or is that like, a flash, a memory flash that she's seeing? Is anyone we've spoken to, are they actually there, or are they flashes? We don't actually know if we are an unreliable narrator. I think it's safe to say we're an unreliable narrator because we know that any of the replicas can have flashes of memory that may have happened to someone else at some point, or may have happened to them at some point, but didn't necessarily happen as we're seeing it in the game.
That is true. All right, what do we have? Prometheus.
Interesting.
Here sit I, forming mortals after my image, a race resembling me, to suffer, to weep, to enjoy, to be glad, and thee to scorn, as I.
Okay. I don't really need to explain who Prometheus is, because I think that did it.
What else do we have? Resonant phenomenon. Resonant phenomena. Synchronicity. Phenomena that are meaningfully related, yet lack a causal connection.
Can I just say immediately that it sounds kind of like that relates to my theory I said at the beginning of this?
Which theory?
About Ariane and Alina and the relationship of, like, they weren't actually... now I'm explaining it badly. Yeah.
I get. Yep. Yeah, that's true. That is true. We've yet to discover the true source of the ability of the mind to alter the physical world. Yet, creating physical phenomena remotely, simply by consciously or unconsciously willing them into existence, forms the basis for the entire field of bioresonance technology.
It's kind of different.
Before the advent of bioresonance technology, causal correlations were often falsely interpreted simply as chance. Many phenomena such as remote viewing, doppelgangers, or the Pauli effect have since been classified as synchronistic phenomena related to bioresonant effects. The world we live in would be impossible without bioresonance, but its origin remains unclear. If it was truly a divine gift from outer space, as the late Empress claimed, so late Empress, I don't know if that relates to her saying she killed herself in that text.
Did it say she ended her life, or that her life ended?
Said she took her life.
Okay.
Why was she defeated by our great revolutionary, who had no such divine powers? So this one's saying the great revolutionary didn't have divine powers. Interesting. I assume they did. We also have some photos. A card. Death.
I was going to say, this looks like something where you'd maybe put something in the things because they're missing and you're wanting them to come home and you're praying or whatever.
Well,
like an offering, altar thing.
We have a picture of Issa wearing a school uniform, and we have a picture of Eric. Picture is badly damaged. It's interesting that we never really see her face. It's always damaged.
Over the eye.
So, from what I understand, these black ribbons on the photos, is it Chinese or Japanese? I think it's a Japanese thing, which pretty much means they use it when a military person has died. And it's like an honouring thing. So...
yeah, I guess that's what I was saying, is it looks like something where you're honouring someone.
Yeah, and we have the death card here too. So you can surmise that they are both dead. But we did see Issa, so... but then she also just melted in front of us.
That's interesting that came up right after I just said about being an unreliable narrator.
Yes. Alright, death. We have the final card.
Oh yeah. Oh. You can hear there's water in there, but you can't actually... The straw doesn't get it.
Where does this go? I think this is maybe safe. No, not really. Cool. Alright, so we can... Oh, it's getting a bit darker in here now.
Yeah, there's stuff dripping from the ceiling.
You may also note...
Oh, there's blood everywhere. Was that there before?
We have a ring. So this was above us earlier, if you remember.
Nope.
It was in the grate above our heads when we spawned here, or whatever we did, however the hell we got here.
This ring was?
This ring on the ground, this is for this. This is the one that's missing.
Okay.
And it was above us, and I noted it earlier when we were passing through an area and said it was sitting on that grating. And we couldn't get to it.
I remember you saying that something was missing. I don't remember any of this.
Yeah, well, anyway, so that's fallen down now.
Okay.
As we've kind of progressed through this area, it's kind of been released.
Or we're seeing it there, and it was there before, but we didn't see all the blood and stuff before. Or something. Don't know.
Well, yeah, so that we did see this above us, and we did see it with this body, which is now down here too, which we can't inspect. But... possibly looks like it has an orange or red plate.
Really can't tell.
On the front of it. So
I can't even tell which bit's which.
Possibly an Elster unit. Well, you can see where the legs are.
Yeah, well, yes.
And where the head is.
Sort of.
So, yeah, we can actually put this in here now. Not there. So now we can actually solve this puzzle if we want to.
I don't know how to solve it.
No, we don't know. We don't quite know how to solve it yet. Alright, so we want that. That can go. Shotgun. We might put that away. Take this. 10. Save the game. Cool.
Wait. I was looking at something in that room. We might have pointed this out before, but there's just the two girls on the...
There is, indeed.
On the wall.
So those appear in a lot of places. They're also out here.
Ah, okay.
There is a place where you can inspect them. You can't inspect them here. But you have to be able to reach them. And I believe when you inspect them, it says portraits or photos, I can't remember which one it is, of our grand leaders or whatever. So you can say that's the
mum and daughter.
And your daughter.
Revolutionaries. Yeah.
Revolutionary. Great revolutionary and your daughter. But you can't really see them that well. And you can't really like zoom either. Cool. I'm gonna jump up for a sec. I don't know if you want to just look through some of these. I won't be that long.
Oh, okay.
So
oh god.
Just use
Do you have any suggestions or just?
No, you can just have a little browse. I won't be that long. I'll be like 1 minute. So.
Okay.
What would be a good one to read? I don't really know actually.
What was that one?
Stole. Oh, that's yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, one.
Just
This guy's clicked off.
Oh, I also just don't know how to work the buttons. So.
Well, it's just X to select, circle to.
Okay. I feel like we've got the gist of that one. Oh, no, don't want to read that one. Oh my gosh, why have I been left here? It's not good. What was this one? Cancel over. I'll read something out loud when I find something relevant or something I want to talk about. I don't know. So we were looking at this before. That was to get the birthday, though, I think. Yeah, we've looked at that a few times. Oh, we've kind of know that, I think, too. I didn't do anything, that was pointless.
What?
We may as well have just muted.
Well, that's fine. I thought you might want to review some notes.
I didn't know what to review, so I just opened them and went, nah, nothing to see here, and then we not.
That's alright. Okay, we'll go put this card in. What is our next task? Yeah, the place is slowly getting more fleshy and weird.
Session 9 was an influence for Silent Hill, and could be relevant. Don't want to say anything else.
So, 13th Major Arcanum, I mean, we know where this goes, but... I was a worker in the mines of Ling, when I was consumed by a shapeless mass of flesh, my flesh joining with the flesh of many others, until only my bones remained. My mind joined the collective of flesh which persists beyond death. Okay. Yes. What happens? Nothing happens.
Because we just put some cards on a mat.
But we do have the switch, if you remember. Which gives us some moons.
Is that for the wall?
It is.
Okay.
I should have probably grabbed the camera.
Do we need to write this?
Do that.
I can write it down. I'll draw it.
Yeah.
What is this? Oh no, it's a different kind of pen. It's too dark. I can't see what I'm grabbing. So, do we want to write down the places first, or should I draw these first? Actually, I'll write.
Just write the places. Yeah.
Naimet, I think.
It's Heimet, but it doesn't matter. Veneta.
What's that? Rotfront. Ling.
Kitez. I don't actually know how to say that.
And
Booyan.
Okay. And so that one's over there. This one's hopefully clear.
I mean, yeah, that'll be fine.
Make sure that one's an outline. Oh, those two look very similar.
That's fine.
And then this one, but it's solid. Okay. I gave myself way more space than necessary there.
Cool. Did I save when we came in here? I did, right? I gotta save again, just in case.
Okay.
Alright.
Is that the only... We don't have other mysteries we're trying to solve... Well, there's a ton of mysteries. We don't have other puzzles we're trying to solve right now.
Nope. This is the last one in this area.
Okay.
So we have like a weird hole in this wall, which we can see through, and we can kind of see something.
Well, yeah, you told me there was something there, but...
Which yeah.
I mean, I think there's a lamp.
Alright, so we have Booyan, which
so that's...
I think
it's the other way? Yeah, it's solid.
Yeah, I think it's that
I
one.
guess it's that.
Veneta. It's like that one.
Yeah.
Katesh. Looks like that, I think. Rotfront. Maybe that. Heimet.
Up the top.
Ling. Who's Ling? Oh, there.
Yeah. Oh, so the shape didn't matter. I mean, I drew them in the...
Wait, am I doing that right? Yeah? No.
No, the other way, but fatter.
The other way, but fatter.
Yeah, as in not the skinny one. So one back to the... No, the other way. again. Like that, I guess, is the closest.
Maybe it's the other way. Maybe it's like this.
Is it meant to just do it automatically?
Oh, I don't actually know. Maybe I should check.
Yeah, check first before we change all of them.
Where's that one?
It's there. No, yeah.
Tish, Ling, Rotfront, Heimat. Nope, nothing.
Okay, so the other way. Does that work?
What is that? Tish.
I think that's what you did already, though, isn't it?
No, I don't think so. Wait, what? Maybe it is. I'm confused. Benita works, that one.
But maybe it was just Rotfront and Bouillon the wrong way.
Maybe, yeah. So this one needs to be...
Like, that's what you got. Yeah, there's only the one way, really, isn't there? So, shouldn't we look now that we've swapped Bouillon and Rotfront? Or you mess with it again?
Well, this can only really go one way, right?
Yeah.
It can only really be that. So, Ling would be...
Yeah, so that's right. No, now you've made it wrong.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to figure it out.
Well, it's just, yeah, but we haven't looked yet, so we could be right, and we haven't checked.
I'm just making sure they can't be in any other configuration. Yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah, I don't know then.
Maybe we'll go back. Look.
Well, this is what it was.
It's not working though. Just double check. We can actually use the camera module. We haven't even used the camera module at all in this entire playthrough, so... Photo module. I think I did struggle with this when I did it. I think it was like... I think I put it where I thought it was, and then it didn't work, and then I just somehow fluked getting it. Okay. I think you can use it here. Yeah. Cool.
I mean, I don't really know how it could be different.
Yeah, no, I mean, it looks right. It's not working for some reason, so...
Well, what I'm saying is I think it's a different factor other than looking at it, because we already have those symbols.
Okay, so... we have... Wait, how do we change? Wait, how do you switch? What? Out there. So Bouillon is fully covered, so that should be right. Heimat is like a crescent to the right. Oops. So that one should be right. You can't crescent the other way, so...
You can crescent the other way, but you mean you can't make a crescent with the blue?
That's what I mean, yeah. Bonita is almost full. No, other way. Yeah.
That's where it was, I think.
So Booyan should be the gold.
Booyan should be empty, yeah. Which means Rotfront should be the other way.
Rotfront should be the other way, yep. And Ling should be the same as Bonita. Which is... what was the last one? Katesh? That's the opposite. So that should be it. Don't work! What the hell? What am I missing?
I feel like there's something else we have to do.
Yeah. Oops. I don't have my flashlight. I don't know. I don't actually know.
I don't really want... I feel like they're right. I don't really want to mess with them. Though that one's wrong now.
Yeah, well, obviously something's not right. I don't remember what happened. I don't know if it automatically does something or not. Can't remember. Okay, I have a random idea. What if they're backwards? So that one would be this. Venita. Nope, that way. Heimat is that. That's going to Ling be that.
Maybe not.
What? I don't understand. It's definitely right. Like,
Are any of them mislabeled?
I don't think so. Yeah, it's annoying. Why is it not working? Yeah, it must be there. Rotfront. Heimat. Ling. Wait, how did I move to... Wait a minute. What? It pulled me towards it just then, but I didn't actually...
What do you mean?
Like it went to this, to look at that. But now it's not letting me do that. It's kind of like it did it automatically. Oh my god. Why? What
You've done it before.
do you mean?
You've played this before.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm saying oh my god, because it's not working. So you now it's letting me do that. But we can't do anything on it. Because I'm being dumb somehow. Maybe we have to... Maybe if I do this and then look away from it. Oh my lord. Is it still right? Yeah. Thing. Heimat. Booyan.
One of them's wrong because there weren't 3 of the big ones, so Nita's right, Ling's right.
There was 3.
Katesh is wrong.
There's 3 look.
No. Oh, okay.
What are we missing? Do you have to do them in order?
Well, I was thinking that, but that doesn't really work.
So what have we got? 3. It's kind of hard to see the numbers on it.
Yeah, I don't really know how that would work.
Katesh is 6, so maybe write that down. I do remember when I first played this, I put it in as that and nothing happened, and I was like, huh? And then I think I fucked around with it and it just worked randomly. So, Ling is 13. Venita is 16. Rotfront is 18. Booyan is 19. And then I think that's... Can we even see it on here? Because that's the one that doesn't have a number. Which one's missing? Heimat. Wait, what? Isn't it the death one?
Maybe it didn't have a number, just said
Oh, hold on. If we put them wrong, we might have put the cards wrong. Maybe?
No.
Because I feel like the death one was Rotfront. But we've got it in Heimat for some reason.
But no, Rotfront was talking about the moon, wasn't it? I don't remember. I don't know. But it must be wrong. But pick up the cards first, I guess.
Well, hold on. 18th Sunless Sea below the ice of Rotfront. That's... Oh wait, that's 13, I think. We'll just put them back down again. It's the best way to be sure. Actually, I don't think I can pick them all up at once.
Well, let's put those 3 down first.
Okay. So 13 is Death.
13?
Which is Ling.
Oh yes, I was going to say that's what I've got. Ling.
So... yeah, so you've got this one in Ling. Now... Okay. What do we want to do next? 17th.
So what did we just put one down wrong, or did we get the numbers wrong? Like, what did we do wrong?
Well, that's 13 was in the wrong place. So there's at least one wrong. So 19th is Sun, which is Booyan. So we'll take that one out. This one is Sun.
I'm just wondering how we put one in the wrong place.
Well, one of them doesn't have a thing tied to it. We went off the description only, not the number.
Right.
Well, not the planet, sorry. So 6th is Lovers, which is Katesh. So this one's 17, I think, is the one that doesn't have an entry. Yeah, that one doesn't have an entry. So that's the wild card. So we'll just take these two. Just double check them. Moon, 18th. There's a Rotfront. And Tower 16th is Veneta. Okay, cool. So that should be right now. So we had Star and Death in the wrong places. So I think everything you've done's right except for
yeah,
those
let's just swap these
top and
ones.
bottom. Yeah.
So that gets fat and that one gets skinny.
Fat and skinny. Might as well. Cool. Okay, let's try it again. Maybe I got it wrong when I played it the first time. I don't know. Maybe that's where, and I just happened to fluke adjusting it correct. Let's just take this off now. Oh, we'll leave it for now, just in case I need it.
Well, we didn't really need it this time. I drew it correctly based on what was in front of me.
Okay, so high mat needs to be full. No, it needs to be
fat.
Fat? Fat.
And lean and skinny.
Lean and skinny. There we go. It's opened. We can no longer go back. I do want to do that though.
Silent Hill 4.
Well, we have spoken about Silent Hill 4 very early in the game when we climbed through a hole
and ended up in first person.
And ended up in this room, this very room. Which, when we first came in here, we did inspect some things and there was not really any description given to us of stuff. But now... Old Imperial cereals. Ariane loved reading these.
Kind of feels like, if we're referencing Silent Hill 4, that we've been stuck in here and we're just going back into memories.
Perhaps. Black and white pictures of the paintings Ariane used to make. National flag. It's meaningless. We still have this weird ass locked box as well.
Same logo.
Yep, it's locked. It requires a key. It requires 3 keys. It also looks like it has a padlock. A numlock. Number padlock thing as well.
Leaving the king in yellow till last.
We have a door. Yes, I am. The door won't open yet.
Yet. So we know it's going to.
Computer screen is blank.
The radio doesn't do anything?
Oh, so I tried to click, but it went to the book. Oh no, there we go. Ariane's old radio transmitter. Still transmitting. We did turn it on at the start, if you remember. We turned it on and then it said... it came up on the computer saying broadcasting. Sending signal or something like that. King in yellow. The last seal has been broken. It's time to go home.
Are we at the end of the game?
Pick up the king in yellow.
Jacob just gave me a look. There's around who can't see that.
Now we're in third person. Still can't inspect
But we're
anything.
in this place still.
Well, where are we? We don't know now.
Were we in
climbed
here?
Through a weird hole.
The last time we crawled through the hole, we ended up in here. Did we go to third person in this room?
No.
That's what I was getting at.
We did the broadcast and then we ended up on Sierpinski mining facility, I think.
Okay.
We got some healing, some notes. What's that? Ammo. We might as well hold on to that.
Oh, so is our stuff gone, or are we
We do not have a flashlight anymore. Oh wait, it's been put in here automatically.
So everything was put in here.
Yes.
Put us from scratch.
So we're going to take this for now.
Do we want a flashlight or anything?
Perhaps. We'll get to that.
Loading up on ammo. Interesting. And repair spray.
Should I take... Yeah, well,
Something's coming up.
something might be coming up. I don't actually think we need this, but it doesn't take an inventory slot, so it's fine. Do I want to take these?
Don't know.
Why not? Alright, we have some things to read. Oh, can we look at this in here? No, we got the photos again.
Mm.
We have a few notes in here actually. We have like 3 stacks. We have a save point. We'll do a save. Okay, what have we got? Auntie's note.
Lilith.
Ariane, I left some of yesterday's dinner in the fridge for you. You can warm it up when you get home, when you get back from school. Please pick up the books your uncle ordered from the Ito bookstore on your way home. Remember to leave some space in your school bag for them, so they don't get wet. It's a very subtle hint there.
Okay. So we don't know who that was from.
We said Auntie's note.
Well, I
so
mean, we don't know who her auntie is. That's what I mean.
we do have her name because it was in a previous note. Oh God, turn it off. Where is it? This letter mentions her. Dear Iris, or was that her mum? Oh yes, from Camilla. So Camilla's her
Camilla's auntie, Iris'
auntie.
mum.
Yes.
Okay.
Alright, what else?
And uncle ordered books.
Yes.
So
I've ordered
Iris's
books.
husband, potentially. Could be a different uncle. But...
Workforce assignment for Ariane Young. We have been informed that your compulsory military service period was recently completed. According to our files, you have previously graduated from Mandelbrot Polytechnical High School in Rotfront, Sector C, and have recently submitted an application for a military service assignment, Penrose program. You have been processed by Aeon Workforce Assignment, previous work experience, store clerk, Young Photo Store part-time, compulsory military service, Rotfront Orbital, long-range radio operations officer training.
So Ariane worked in the bookstore as well. Photo store, sorry.
Yeah, well, they own the
Oh,
photo
sorry,
store.
I mixed up the photo and bookstore, obviously. Whoops.
Should you not be accepted by a military service program by the end of the season or find other employment, you will be assigned the following workplace: Sierpinski Production and Mining Facility on Lane.
It seems like you could potentially not be hired if you had a relationship with just a replica that you shouldn't have.
Well, that didn't happen until they were on the Penrose program.
Oh, yeah.
So it's basically saying she applied for the Penrose program.
And got it.
Did it say she got it?
Well...
Recently submitted an application.
You go on the next page. Next page.
So it's kind of saying...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if she didn't
Sorry,
do that...
I thought it was saying that you would go to the Penrose program kind of like on trial, but it's not saying that.
Yeah, saying if she didn't go, if she didn't have other employment, which includes the Penrose program, then she would end up on Sierpinski Mining Facility on Lean. Letter from Mother. My dearest Ariane, I'm so glad to hear you're feeling better again. I was very worried when I heard from your aunt that you're in the hospital again. I still remember how you used to get sick so much as a child. Please don't overexert yourself, okay? The photo you sent me is very interesting. What a strange coincidence that she looks so much like you. You could be twins. Perhaps she's related to us somehow, though I don't know anyone named Sio in our family. From the looks of it, it was shot on Veneta.
Okay. So it's the actual two photos.
Could be.
Of Elena Theo and Ariane Young.
Possibly, yes. Your military service will begin soon, so you might be wearing a uniform like her soon enough. Please send me a photo when that happens. Love, Mother. Okay. So that is quite a large clue there.
So that means my theory is definitely wrong, because they had to... What I was saying was like one thing happening and then the second thing happening, but this is happening at the same time.
In terms of, sorry, what?
Of my theory of Elena and neural donor, and then Gestalt, and the theory I went into at the beginning of this doesn't work with what they said.
Okay. This is the end. Leave forever. What are you gonna do?
I mean, we have to.
Maybe we do need the flashlight here. You have some notes.
I kind of have a vague new theory that... Oh, no, it doesn't work. Don't worry, I can't really be bothered.
Yeah. Adler's note. All efforts to contain this illness have been in vain. All Gestalt workers have succumbed to it, leaving only dark shadows on the walls and the floors where they died. Which is kind of what happened with Issa in front of us.
I was thinking more that we saw dark shadows.
We did see that too, yes. And soon all of us replica will have lost our senses and turned to writhing masses of flesh. I now believe it was not an infectious disease, nor some form of poison or radiation. It was a slow corruption of reality itself, as I've relived the same cycle over and over. Each time details changed, things are twisted, added, removed. How long until it all turns to nothing but noise? A red dream. Looks kind of familiar. We've got the gate. We've got the hole with the spiral stairs. And what looks like the hole in the wall. But it also kind of represents an eye. Or resembles an eye, I mean. A crashed ship. A strange gate. A hole in the ground. An island beyond reach. Memories from other lives. Dreams of suffering and loneliness. A promise, a search for someone lost. I saw her in the red emptiness, waiting for me. We had made a promise. As the memories of a stranger rushed into my mind, I felt the borders of myself blur. Now I can no longer tell where Falk ends and Elster begins. Stop. You must turn back. There is nothing for you here.
There.
There. You've tried so many times, and you've failed every time. Don't you see that you're ruining everything? This is your final warning, Adler. Falk's memory.
I did say they were the same.
They do have a very similar resemblance. We were dancing to that song they start the broadcast with. We fell asleep watching that movie we had seen so many times. If only I could take us back to that time when we were happy. These memories are mine now. We have a door. We have seen this layout of the store before with the paintings. We have two paintings. Now, we can go through this door, but we can also go back to where we just came from. I think. Hopefully I'm correct on this. The game will crash. Oh, no. And there's a different room here now, which has some ammo. So you might recognize this room.
Not really.
This was Adler's office.
Okay.
Where we had read his diaries before. I believe this is the same diary that we read about the box that he found. And clicking like a clock. Yep, about the Calibri unit. About his dream. Young woman who heals white as snow, conducting some sort of test. Had a deck of cards with astronomical symbols on them and asked her to guess the planet on the card I was holding. So I think this is pretty much the same as what we'd read. Playing mechanical box again. Suddenly I remembered having a conversation with another replica. Clearly a model I've never seen before, some type of engineer with an orange chest piece. In my memory, she was just another member of our staff, but no such replica was ever stationed on Sierpinski. Replica memory is not the most reliable, they say, but never before have I experienced such a strange phenomenon. And it's talking about the box again, found the small notebook. Talking about how the commander had fallen ill. Blah blah blah. About the sickness. About ordering, hasn't ordered a new one. Spent my saved ration marks on that marvelous looking fountain pen. Okay. I think this one is, yeah, that's just the Ulster one that we've read. We have Excavation Team C. Excavation Team C includes an Ulster unit, which he did say about seeing one, but not having it. Well, having a memory of seeing one. We have Adler's diary again, which seems the same. I've been fascinated by a peculiar piece of furniture. Faint clicking. But this one is different. Met with Calibri to review the latest additions to the facility staff. Halfway through the meeting, she stormed out of the room for no discernible reason. While incredibly rude of her, I didn't particularly mind, since I've had quite the annoying headache ever since morning. Had a dream tonight, the first one in a long time. There was a young woman. That's the same again. Oh no, it's kind of slightly different. Had a deck of cards. Yeah, can't remember what I was doing with them. Had to go down to the mining site today for the scheduled inspection. We're still waiting for that new Ulster unit we ordered. The shipment was delayed by several cycles, but the excavation progress is still on schedule, so it shouldn't be a problem as long as no more staff get sick. Finally, I managed to open that strange box. That's the same. Although he says, for some reason I feel like I somehow knew beforehand, as if I'd already opened the box before. Did I dream it? Apparently, there's more rumours of an infectious disease spreading among the Gestalt workers. Could it be another flu outbreak? The timing is quite concerning. Another diary filled, no benefit. It's the same one again. And we have a third diary. Same one for the first one. Clicking like a clock. Met with Calibri to review the latest additions to the facility staff. As usual, it ended in an extended argument. No matter what I do, that woman just always has to have the last word. Still, we both agreed that an Ulster unit was a good investment, so no adjustments will need to be made for now. Another boring day, even the paperwork is uninteresting and trivial lately. On the way back to my room, I saw another new star unit hit her head on a doorframe. It's like talking about their height, I guess. I had to go down to the mining site today for the scheduled inspection. The new Ulster unit was showing some surveying equipment to me. And something she said about planets and stars suddenly made me realise what the dial reminded me of. An astronomical calendar. I will have to investigate further at once, now that my shift is over. The little enigma of that box could only distract me from the dullness of work for so long. All the box contained was a small notebook, of which all pages turned out to be blank. While the mechanism is fascinating, I'm not quite sure what to do with the box yet. Would it make a nice gift for the commander? Maybe I should ask Calibri what she thinks. So this diary, we have the Ulster is there. Commander is not sick. In a fit of adventurousness, I decided to try something new for dinner and promptly regretted it. I could barely stomach the taste. Such a detestable combination of sweet and savoury made me sick. And then it's the same entry again. So yeah, so we have 3 of his diaries in the room now, which we didn't have before. We have the one where the Ulster was ordered, arrived, and the commander was not sick. Then we have one where they discussed the Ulster, I think.
But it's delayed.
Well, so the Ulster was ordered but was delayed, so it hadn't arrived. And he's talking about the staff getting sick, but as far as we know, the commander isn't sick because he doesn't mention it. And then we have another diary where the Ulster seems to have not been ordered at all, and obviously not be at the mining site, but he does seem to have a memory of the mining of the Ulster being there, and mentions the commander being sick.
Yeah, it seems like they're trying to erase the Ulster.
Well, yeah, and it's kind of, you can see it as iterations of his cycle.
It kind of seems like when you're playing a game, where one of those games where you like set up the parameters and then click go kind of thing, and then something goes wrong, so you redo the code or whatever, but change one thing and then see how it goes. Like what do they call it? Like simulation type.
Yeah.
You're running a simulation almost. And it's like, it didn't work this time. We're gonna change this bit. Oh, we removed the Ulster. Oh, this happened.
Alright. Why did you return? There's nothing for you here. She'll never dance with us again. No matter what we do. She doesn't even want us anymore. Both of us, we are incomplete. Let us become whole again. And now we fight Valk. Which I don't quite remember how to do this.
She's got the halo behind her, like in the picture.
Yes.
The spears look very Grecian.
Look very what?
Grecian.
Okay. Got getting converted already. So that note earlier said, remember to keep space in your bag or whatever it was. Which is why. It's basically telling us that because we have to pick the spears up.
Well, this looks like a room we were in earlier.
Yes. God. I feel like I'm gonna die here. Strangely, when I did this the first time I did this in one try. I don't know how I did that. Oh, she's downed.
Reminds me of Pyramid Head spears as well.
For me, it reminded me of the final boss in Silent Hill, the room, where you literally have to pick up spears and stab them into
I don't remember.
the god.
Are you getting damaged when you walk into that logo? That's what it seemed like.
I think so. Jesus. We've got no space. We've got so much stuff. We're just gonna get rid of these because we don't need them. What? This was like, I really like this boss fight. It's just like really, well, I don't know if to say fun, but I don't know, I just really like the design of it. And like, no space. I really like this track that's playing as well. A lot of healing stuff.
Did you say you have a lot of healing stuff?
Yeah. I've got the auto ones on, so even if I get killed, it's gonna activate those. God damn it. No good openings. There's an opening there, but it's not targeting her. Oh my god, I'm doing so badly. Dialster. We out. Oh. I know we've got some still.
Are you meant to get in there?
No, I'm pretty sure you have to get it down again like I did before. Well, I think we're out of ammo now. Maybe we can just use it. Nope. Is there any more ammo anywhere else in here?
Do you even have this? I can't see a spear.
Yeah.
No, I mean in your hand.
No, you can't use it as a weapon.
Oh.
You just stab them into her automatically once she's like downed. But yeah, I don't have any ammo in this, like no ammo in here. Should have probably brought another gun. Oh, there we go.
Mm.
512. Now we are one. Once again. You've returned. Are you really willing to go through with this once more? You've seen what happens. This world cannot take much more. This may be our last chance. If you go back, it'll all fall apart. I can't let that happen. It'll destroy everything. We're back here.
So how much longer of the game is there?
Not much. Where?
Oh, because I'm tired.
No. Well, we're basically at the end, so.
Okay. Well, I wasn't sure, because it could be the end of this bit and then there's 5 more hours.
Alright, we have a note. Penrose Briefing, Phase 2. By our calculations, 1500 cycles of the mission time will have passed when you receive this message. Congratulations, comrade. By now you should have fully become acclimatized to your new life on board your ship. As you approach the autocloud, your search for new worlds will begin. Utilizing the long-range sensors, you will scout for valuable resources, habitable worlds, or signs of alien life. Remember to rely on your replica to assist you in maintaining your vessel. We all wish you great success in your mission. So we'd already seen that one before. Cycle 225. When I signed up for this mission, I just wanted to get away from everything. I was sick of Rotfront, of school, of the photo store, sick of the fake smiles and the whispering behind people's backs. When I saw the photo of that soldier, I wondered who she was. Was she happy? Was her family proud of her? Did her comrades love her? Since we looked alike, could I have been like her? But in the end, I just wanted to leave. Nothing I had done or made ever meant anything to anyone, so why bother? Here I am finally free. I get to be by myself, and to do what I want. I can finally be happy. So that kind of, saying she joined the Penrose program to get away from people. She didn't want to be around people. There's a chance you might have to take over reading some notes at some point here.
Okay.
Penrose Briefing Phase 3. Congratulations, comrade. You have survived 3,000 cycles, reaching the final phase of the Penrose program. With the end of the operational lifetime of your replica unit approaching, it is time to prepare for the final phase of your mission. If you have not found a suitable world for landing by this point, accept that you will not. Find solace in the thought that others might be successful where you failed. As you are probably aware, your ship's spare parts and rations will soon be depleted. Life support systems and reactor shielding will soon begin to fail, and radiation may begin to leak from the cooling system. We recommend you do not attempt to prolong your suffering by reusing old filters or rationing supplies. Instead, make peace with your fate. We suggest that you ask your replica, while it is still functional, to spare you a slow and agonizing death, or that you take permanent rest in the cryogenic pod. Remember, you will die having served your nation by partaking in a glorious demonstration of our power. So, yeah. Basically, it's, I don't think I need to add anything to that.
No, got nothing to say.
Cycle 648. Talked some more to the Ulster unit. She's different from the replicas I knew back home. Nothing like my teachers or the block court protector. I know she didn't have a choice, but it feels like she's also here because she didn't fit in. It's like we've run away from the world together. At first, I didn't like having someone around, and I was glad that she's quiet and didn't approach me, but lately I've missed having someone I can talk to. It's been so long since I've last seen another person. I never thought I'd miss it, except her. Everything is the same in her, always.
In here.
In here. In her. What?
Oh, you said
here,
in her,
sorry.
but it's
Everything
in here.
is
It's
the
different
same.
meaning.
Yeah, in here, always. Nothing ever changes. So it's some signs of her starting to warm up to the Ulster unit. Cycle 1294. I had a strange dream. I was listening to the radio with my mother. Like back then, the numbers were on, and mother was taking notes with a book on her lap. It was that book I saw in the shop window of the bookstore where the twins lived, the one with the yellow hooded figure on the cover. When I went there to buy it, it was gone, and Erica said the protectors had confiscated it. Or was it Issa? I can't remember. Cycle 1840. Everything is always the same. I feel like I'm trapped inside this ship. I know every bolt on every panel in every room of it. I've seen everything. I've done everything there is to do in here. I can't concentrate on anything. It's like there's this fog in my head, and whenever I try to do anything, I just can't focus. I want to go outside. I want to breathe fresh air. I want to feel wind on my face and in my hair. Cycle 2503. I think I lost more hair. I'm sitting here, getting older. Every time I wake up, I feel older, weaker, sicker. I get out of breath so easily lately, and my back hurts when I sit down. How much longer will this go on? It feels like I'm just slowly dying.
This also reminds me of Moon.
Moon?
Mm.
It's a movie, right?
A movie, yeah.
I don't think I've seen
We
it.
literally watched it with your family.
We
But I
did?
think we'd seen it before.
I don't recognise the title, but yeah.
I think it's called Moon.
Cycle 5 something 9.
It was 3,000 that she was meant to die.
3000 was when they were supposed to give up, yes. I'm tired of it all. Every time I go to sleep, I wonder if I'll wake up again. I'm scared that it will be the last time I said goodnight to her. Did I say it right? Will she be okay? What if one of us just won't wake up tomorrow? Cycle 5-4 something. I don't want to die. I don't want to live anymore either. Everything is just so exhausting. I just want to lie down and disappear. Cycle unknown. I just want to sleep. Please, just let me sleep. Please, just make it stop, please. We have 2 doors here. There's nothing to investigate in here apart from I couldn't keep my promise. Despite my best efforts, I eventually fell ill too. It had to end this way. It's time. This is all that's left. Go home.
We don't have a choice, do we? Why? Who's asking me?
This is where the ending will. This is where the different endings are, I think. Remember our promise. Elster. I can't do it. You have to do it. It's time for this to end. Please.
So the original one fell ill and stopped working before they got to euthanize her.
Mm-hmm. This is the real ending this time.
The real ending?
Not we got a fake ending before, remember?
Oh. I thought you meant out of the alternate ending.
No. So there you go. Yeah, I said you might have to take over reading the notes, because it's... I feel like that hits really hard.
Oh! Okay, I had no idea what you were getting at.
I'm pretty sure that's the ending I got my first playthrough, which is not the ending most people get on their first playthrough. Because there's two other endings you can get, and then there's a secret ending, which takes a hell of a lot of work to get. And you can't get the secret ending unless you've at least got one of the other endings first. Yeah, what are your thoughts? Any thoughts?
I don't really have any thoughts. I don't really know what to say. Yeah.
There's a lot to unpack, to understand it fully.
Yeah, because I sort of feel like, okay, we know who she was looking for and why. And then every other question or theory I brought up there's nothing progressed for me on any of those, so I don't really know. Like, not saying that it wouldn't if I thought about it or looked into it more, but just that my own thinking hasn't progressed from what I've said previously. Except maybe that if, like Aeon Flux and Moon, that maybe the Gestalts were being reused as well, and that's why they look the same. And that she's a degraded version of Alina. But,
yeah, so the thing with Alina and with Ariane, it's kind of, you get quite a big hint at the end there, where she talks about seeing the photo of Alina and how much alike they look. And Ariane wonders if they're related or not. So when you were saying your theory earlier, you were pretty close to what most people think is, because it never actually tells you outright what happens. It's just, you have to kind of come to a conclusion yourself. But the general theory is that Alina was possibly related to Ariane, but Ariane's obviously seen this picture of Alina and kind of imagined herself being happy like Alina, and imagining Alina happy, and almost attached herself to this persona of this Alina that she's seen in this photo. And then the other person in that photo, I think most people think is Lilith Ito, and also the neural pattern for the ouster units.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm probably going to explain it really badly, but
so kind of what I said.
That's what I mean. Yeah, so I was saying you're pretty close to what to where you were going with it. So the
except
way
I didn't have the connection that Ariane had with Alina in that sense.
Yeah, because we hadn't learned that at that point. The rest of what happens is there's a lot of different interpretations. We know that Ariane was bioresonant, and we know that having bioresonance can pretty much shift reality, shift how people think, and it's pretty powerful. It's also used for programming basically the replicas. And what it was kind of getting at there was that she got sick from the radiation in the ship breaking down and got put into the cryo chamber to kind of keep her alive. And the whole idea of the promise is that Elster promised basically to end her life because she was dying. And then
that bit was pretty clear.
And never fulfilled that promise and left her in there. And obviously the cryo chamber is designed to keep you alive, so she was pretty much left alive
for an indeterminate amount of time, but could have been a very long time.
For some long amount of time
enough
suffering.
for several Elsters to try.
Yeah. Well, that's I don't quite know how that works. Because the thing is...
I don't understand the folk.
Yeah, well, the thing with Adler is he's repeating the same day, or repeating the same cycle. And he only has a recollection of that through his diary. So, through his lens, it's kind of looping.
Yeah.
But we also have seen
several bodies
of the Elster units that he's obviously killed.
Yeah. We spoke about this yesterday, or early. I think it was yesterday as well.
Yeah.
Because I was saying that I think maybe someone else, a video you watched or something, mentioned thinking it was a time loop, and I never thought it was a time loop because the bodies, I felt like, Adler was reliving the same thing over and over, but that the Elster wasn't a loop. It was copies doing it, so that seems to... I still think that. I think that's still what it was.
Well, it kind of contradicts, because if he's in a loop, that kind of insinuates that it's resetting. But then also, if it was resetting, you wouldn't have a big pile of bodies, because the bodies would reset too. Well,
what I mean by loop was more like, he's forgetting and then redoing it.
Maybe, yeah.
As I said, I still have no idea how Folk fits into that, though.
Well, Folk... Okay, so Folk is interesting, because Folk was bioresident. And she was the first one to pass through the gate to pretty much where the Penrose ship was. And she's obviously gone through, and being bioresident herself, has been affected by Ariane's bioresonance. And almost inherited... It's almost like Ariane's imprinted Elster onto Folk.
Right, yeah, so Folk's kind of, rather than Folk being Elster or being anyone else, Folk was sort of a wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah.
Picked up Ariane's signal.
Yeah. Because Ariane is obviously stuck in this place, and she wants Elster to come and fulfill her promise. And then Folk's turned up, and then through bioresonance of, I guess, both of them, she's almost imprinted Elster onto Folk, which is why at the end she says, about being Elster, basically, and about them both being one. Now we can be one. Because they're kind of the same person almost through what Ariane's done. Because, so they talk about how the neural patterns of the replicas, that's done through bioresonance, so you could almost surmise that somehow Ariane's used her bioresonance to imprint Elster onto probably the other Elster units, and probably onto Folk, so that they have Elster's memories. Because we're obviously not the same Elster unit, because we saw that the Elster died. And then the whole thing with Alina is that because Ariane almost, pictured her life as being Alina, and she wanted to be that person through what she saw on the photo, it's almost like those have got mixed up. So
that's
at the start of the game,
Elster would get them mixed up, because if you're getting especially flashes of memory, and you've got someone who's thinking of themselves as someone else. Again, it's kind of like what I was saying, except the other way.
Yeah. But the other part of that too is that in the photo we saw, who we assume is the neural pattern for Elster, was very close with Alina. So there was already a relationship there.
Yeah.
And then you've almost got the replica of that person and Ariane, who's possibly related to Alina, or at least kind of idealizes herself. Yeah, so it's almost like they're like a weird copy of them.
Yeah.
So it's also part of why the whole thing gets
in
mixed
that case,
up.
I'm kind of surprised I got that close that early, because I said that theory thinking it wasn't even
you
remotely close.
You got pretty close, but I was like, I can't say anything, but that's actually pretty, that's pretty good. That was pretty bang on for it. But yeah, it's just really interesting. We'll have to watch some videos on it, but there's so much just in the notes and things that you see, and it's just really good.
I also was assuming, I don't know if this is really answered or not, but I kind of assumed that Elster and Ariane were the originators of the illness somehow, which I think, just from our conversation now, I'm like, well, that could maybe be it if Gold's bioresonance that affected Fault, and then Fault comes back to the ship, to the mining facility, and things go wrong. But I don't know if that really is shown.
From what I've read from some people's theories, and what I also kind of subscribe to, is that Ariane was on the ship, like in the cryopod. She had probably like cancer and stuff from the radiation, was suffering in that, and through that because the bioresonant people can pretty much shift reality with their power, she's pushed basically her illness onto the station, because we see growths like almost like cancerous growths within the station. And Adler at one point says it's like someone's taken it apart and put it back together who doesn't know how it works, which is kind of what cancer cells do. They replicate without really...
They just keep replicating forever until they kill you.
Yeah, so there's a lot of so that's kind of why I kind of subscribe to that.
I think that's kind of... Yeah, that's explaining, like, I was feeling like they were the originator somehow, but I didn't know how, and that's kind of explaining how, so that fits for me.
Yeah. The cool thing with this and the different endings is that the creators have said there's not one, like, you know how
Canon
like Silent
ending,
Hill, there's like a good ending, bad ending.
Yeah.
There's no good ending or bad ending. They're all equal.
Though with Silent Hill 2, there's only one ending I think is actually good.
So it's kind of annoying because I got the same ending both times, I'm pretty sure, which is the one that most people don't get the first time. There's the two other endings.
It seems weird because I don't think we played it in an unusual way or anything.
Yeah. Did you want to watch the other endings now, or do you want to just kind of describe them?
I was just wondering if that could be another stream to go through the endings.
They're not really that much different. They're not really that long. So.
Maybe just tell me if they're not that different.
Yeah. So the one that I think most people get is Elster reaching the ship and then not being able to... I don't think she's able to enter the ship, and then she basically just walks off and dies. She's not able to fulfill the promise.
Sorry, how can you say there's not a good ending and a bad ending when that happens?
Well, no, because that's what I'll get to in a minute. And then the other ending is she does enter the ship, she manages to enter, but Ariane doesn't remember who she is.
Right.
And she isn't able to fulfill the promise again, and she dies next to Ariane. And then there's the promise ending, which we got, which is where she does fulfill the promise. But the cool thing about those endings is that the way that the game is done is that there's obviously Elster units trying to get to the promise so many times.
Right, so they're kind of all canon.
And they're all canon.
It's like we just played someone else's.
Yeah, because they're all different cycles. Yeah. And even the false ending is technically canon, because the false ending is kind of the same thing as well.
Yeah.
Where you fail, but
we just happened to follow the one who succeeded in the end.
Yes, yeah. So I really like that. I really like how that ties into like the gameplay and the different endings. And then the secret ending is something else. I can't even describe that one because it's completely different. It's like really weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
I quite like that. This is going on something else, but I was kind of thinking about it. Maybe just because we watched Alien recently as well. But I quite like that there's this ship there. That ship the Penrose ship must have been there for a while, because their whole point was about finding habitable areas and finding life. And then if you've got a station that's in close enough proximity, the mining facility, that is in close enough proximity, that must have been set up sometime, a decent amount of time later, because otherwise wouldn't you go, there's a ship here, well, there's a facehugger and it's going to infect everyone.
That's the bit that's confusing about the story, is because the ships on the Penrose program leave the solar system to find new planets, and they're gone for we assume a cycle is like a day, so they've gone for at least 3,000 days, which is I don't know how many years it is, 15 years or something. So the fact that they're leaving the solar system in a direction for that long, there's no way that ship could crash back in the solar system.
No, I'm not saying. No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying is that it's weird. Like, it doesn't make sense. So the idea, well, yeah, because the ship goes off to space, how can it crash land where it left from?
I didn't think it crash landed where it left from.
Well, it's in the mining facilities in Sierpinski, which is within the solar system.
I didn't think about that part.
Yeah.
I was thinking more that when the ship... I think maybe it's because I'm thinking about Alien and Aliens or something. But like that the Penrose went off to find new life, failed, died on this planet, uninhabited planet, and then later people came and set up the mining facility. But it would have to be a decent amount of time later. But that would mean that Sierpinski wasn't created. What's the word I want? I can't think of the word I want. But established at that time when the Penrose went off. Yeah.
So Ling, actually I don't know where they.
Which it was,
I don't know where the Penrose leaves from. I think it leaves from Veneta, but Veneta and Ling, which is where Sierpinski is, are in the same solar system.
Yeah, so that doesn't make sense.
And they both existed at the same time. But I think the theory is that the mining in Sierpinski, they found the gate, and the gate is almost like a link between the mine and somewhere else, which is where the ship was.
Maybe Ariane made the gate somehow.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, that makes more sense to me.
And some people have almost...
it was Ariane trying to get home.
Yeah. And so that's kind of how that comes about. And then also, like, the whole fact of us starting the game in Sierpinski, and then we're somewhere else, and then we're in Rotfront. We teleport around is also kind of ties into both Falk and Ariane's bioresonance being able to shift reality. And it's like,
and because it's unknown, because it's not totally known how bioresonance works, because they wouldn't have allowed, like, you know, the big bad guys wouldn't have allowed that to be happening. I think
no,
they wouldn't just let you go off on your own.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, is that it's kind of confirmed that Ariane's bioresonance was unknown. To anyone. Even probably to herself. Because you had the thing with Adler having the memory of testing her. But his memory actually links to the note we read about the spy. Because he was the spy who was testing her as well. Or the spy said, I'm pretty sure that white-haired girl is bioresonant. So it's almost like, if they are the same person, Adler, like if that is Adler's just gestalt neural pattern, then that's kind of like he figured out that she was bioresonant, but then but then he had to leave because he was a spy, and it went unchecked. So I don't know, it's really interesting. It's like such an interesting story. And then just the fact that she was an outcast and only joined the Penrose program so that she could get away from everyone, and then just happened to like have that relationship with the Ulster unit.
If anyone has read, Isaac has, as I said, I can't really get into it without kind of ruining the book, I think, with the books, but now I'm wondering if Foundation by Isaac Asimov was an influence for this as well.
Maybe. This has got a lot of influences. So. But yes, that is Signalis. It is now probably my favourite game. I don't know, I just really find it's such a cool story, and it's really cool how they tie the different endings into actually being like canon within the story as well, like, because it's basically like a loop, and just like the what's the word, not the vagueness, but just like how the story is so open-ended to interpretation on what is actually happening, because there's two different theories for who the Ulster neural pattern is, and one is that Lilith, and the other one, I can't remember who they are, but both of them have very plausible like clues pointing to it, so it could go either way. And there's a few different things like that, so it's just cool how it's like just left open, and you can do like theory crafting.
I will say that just want to point out that Elster's mercy killing of Ariane in this is not even remotely the same as the not mercy killing in Silent Hill 2.
Yeah.
And I can't really I'm too tired to get into why right now. I've ranted about it before, but just because if Silent Hill is an influence on this, I can see people being like thinking of those in the same vein, and I adamantly believe that you cannot consider the killing in Silent Hill 2 a mercy killing. Regardless of what any creators or anyone who worked on it say, I don't really care what they say because it's not a mercy killing.
No, it's not.
Anyway, so I just want to say that those are not the same.
But yes, that was it.
Yeah.
We'll probably just watch, like off stream, we'll probably watch the endings because I haven't seen
them. Yeah, it sounds like
I've seen parts of them.
There's a whole other thing to go into the other ending that you can't even describe, so...
I mean, I can kind of describe it, but there's no point because it's not clear what it means.
Okay.
So there's no point in me describing it because it would just be like, huh? Like what? What are you describing? It makes no sense.
Also, I know I'm like talking like I'm incredibly tired because I am. It's not even 5 p.m. yet. I'm just tired and need a nap. Yeah.
Yes. So I'll probably be replaying this again soon because I want to actually get all the endings myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's basically down to.
Oh Jesus! You just turned that up.
Oh, it's being weird. It's basically down to how often you heal, like how often you keep Elster damaged, how many enemies, how like aggressive you are towards enemies. If you like fight a lot of enemies or if you run from enemies more, those all affect your ending. How long it takes you to get through the game, if you talk to other people, like other replicas, or ignore them, that's all factored into them. Yeah, there's quite a few different factors. And then yeah, the secret ending is like you have to go to specific rooms and tune your radio to a specific frequency in a specific
But then you
room.
find that there's a Shiba Inu that's like controlling the radio.
That's what someone has actually said. They're like about how Silent Hill 2 has these endings, and it's like then it's possible there's a dog ending in this game as well.
And then an alien comes along and
yeah,
takes you away.
Yes. Yeah.